Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Juan. I'm a yarn addict, hence the name Juan the Yarn Addict, and I want to thank each and every one of you guys for stopping by to check out my video today. This is a yarn and crochet channel where we talk about all things yarn and all things crochet, so if that interests you, please sit back and watch this video because today, my friends, I offer you another session of WIPn it with Juan. So my friends, I can't decide what project to work on. If you've been following my journey, I'm sitting here with 8 WIPs. Now, I have 12 buckets in total. That's my limit. I will not allow myself to have more than 12 WIPs in these baskets. However, with that being said, I don't count mals or cows. So if there's a cow going on, it's not part of this. So I'm following quite a few mals and cows. I have things going on, right? So anyway, for this session, I have some ideas here, so I'm gonna talk it out and kind of figure this out. But in the meantime, my friends, if you're working a WIP, go grab that. Work on your WIP, listen to me talk, watch, look up every now and then, grab your favorite beverage, just hang out with me for a little while. Keep me company, I'm keeping you company, it's all the things. So, let me show you some ideas I have as far as what WIP we're gonna be working on. All right, so first, which I think is going to be unlikely for this session, this WIP right here. We've been working on this for quite a few sessions now. I was looking for you. Isn't that great when you look everywhere for a hook and then there it is? It's so crazy. Anyway, I thought about working this, but I'm going to give this a break for right now. I want to work something else. So let's put that off to the side. All right. The next one I thought about doing was my Sophies, but no, because I have to count stitches and I can't really free talk, so to speak, so we're not going to do that. Let me look under the table here where my WIPs are. I keep my WIPs local right here. So they're local, friends. Okay, so what about this one? So, I got this from Hirschner's. It's a 3-pack of Basics DK, and I planned on running this with this. So, I spoke about this a few times. A friend of the channel sent me this as a challenge because it's challenging yarn to work with. So, I planned on running these two together. I might actually do this. But let's see, hold on. I have 2 other options. So another option is to work this vintage yarn. This is Plum Heather. I got this just yesterday in Happy Mail. I love this color. I love heathered yarn, but purple heathered yarn is a huge plus for me. So what I was going to do with this was just make like a backgammon scarf. Just a plain scarf. I don't know if I want to do that though. Okay. The other option was to work with this yarn, which I have here on my table, to do a dragon scarf. I don't know. Do I want to start another? I'm going to be starting a WIP because I have 4 empty baskets. So I need to decide. Am I going to do the purple heather, just a plain scarf? Or am I going to do the dragon scarf with this? Or am I going to do the pink project? I think I'm going to do the pink project. I'm super excited. Oh, by the way, where are my manners? Matt is wearing a new hat. He's been wearing the Stitch Sampler for quite some time, and I thought that it was time to change hats. And thank you to those of you who pointed that out. Matt's been wearing the same hat for a while. It's time to change it up, Juan. So, yes. This here was made by Mrs. C. She's known on the YouTube streets as Mrs. C's Cottage. That's the name of her channel. And this here is my Pink Paradise beanie. So she decided to follow the tutorial, which I have on my channel for both left and right-handed crocheters. She followed it and changed everything from pink to purple. And this is what Matt is wearing. Super nice. Yep. It's a little bit of a slouch situation going on because Matt's head is a little smaller than mine, which is fine. It's giving a little bit of a slouch. We love that. Anyway, if you're interested, check out that tutorial. It's pretty awesome. We spin the wheel, we pick stitches. It wasn't pre-planned, and I've designed that on the fly while recording. So that's the interesting part about that. And by the way, friends, I will be bringing back the wheel. We will be doing some more of that. I love the wheel. My audience loves the wheel. So we're bringing that back. Okay? Anyway, back to the WIP session. All right, so Pink Paradise, I think, is what we're going to be working on. Now, I want some drape. I'm making a scarf, okay? And I'm guessing this is well, to me it's a 3-weight, but because of the halo and the fuzz, they probably classified this as like a 4-weight. So 4-weight plus a 3-weight, I'm going to use a 6mm crochet hook. So that's what we're going to do. So let me see what I need to do here to get this started. Okay. already. Okay. I'm just going to go from the outside in because I don't want to fish around through all of that fuzz to find what I'm looking for. So, okay, not too much. Not bad. This is little, very little yarn barf. Not much at all, friends. So I'm just going to, there we go. Okay. Should I angle the camera down a little bit, you think? Maybe, right? I usually do this to just hold the 2 strands together. Yeah, I'm just going to show you. I knotted both of those together just to keep them there. Let me go ahead and adjust you guys down just a little bit. I'll be right back in 1 second, okay? Okay, friends, that angle's better. All right, so I know I mentioned that I was going to do a 6mm crochet hook for this, but I decided to increase that size to a 7mm crochet hook. So that's what we're going to be working with because I want some drape. Really want to showcase the fuzz. And so let's go ahead and get started here. All right. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's go into the first chain. Do a slip, tighten everything up. Perfect. Chain 2. Do 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 2. Go back in. 4 double crochets. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once I get this started, I can talk. I just have to get the foundation correct. Okay. 3 double crochets. And then 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, and then in the apex 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet, and then 3 double crochets in the next. 1, 2, and 3, and then 3 double crochets in the last stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So there we go. Nice start. Okay. So chain 2. Yeah, this is looking nice. I mean, you can still see the stitch definition, and you still have all of the fuzz there, which is super nice for whoever's going to get this. Okay, so anyway, why did I choose this one? Well, first of all, I love a challenge, right? And you have to wait for the right time to do a challenge, you know? Now, mind you, I have all the things on my table, on my plate. Very busy person. But for these WIPn videos, these WIPn sessions, you know, why not? It's just for fun. And after all, this is why we do it, right? It's for fun. So, yeah. I'm going to work this into a triangle scarf. Maybe a shawl. Yeah. Shawl, scarf. I guess we're going to determine that once we get further along. So I'm going to create the pattern as I go, just to kind of see what it is that we're working with. But this one's going to be pretty simple, kind of like my backgammon scarf, but like with a twist, because the backgammon scarf was all double crochets, but it was an oblong triangle. It wasn't like a perfect triangle. So for me, that's what the difference was. It was just the shape of the triangle. But this here, it's going to have that plus some added things to it to just make it special, you know? And I'm probably going to make this and give it away for one of the lives, I think. Yeah. So stay tuned for that, because I mean, I have no use for this. It's pink. I mean, it's a triangle scarf. I mean, come on. So anyway, what's next? Let's do a row of front post double crochets. So let's do 3 in the first stitch, and then all front posts all the way down the side. And I know I said this before, friends, but this fuzzy yarn is so soft. It is incredible. The way it feels great. I wonder if this yarn, this pink yarn, comes in other colorways. I'm sure it does. I would love to work a gray version of this yarn, just like this, with a DK weight, like a heathered gray. Oh yeah, that would be the best. I may look for that yarn after this WIPn session. We'll see. Anyway, I'm super excited to work this because it's working out quite well, and I'm loving how it's looking. And now that I look at this is a lot of yarn. Like, it's a lot. So I know that'll go pretty far. Who knows? You know what? I just thought of something. What if I turn this into a poncho? This is like one side, and then I do another one, and then just join them together. That would be great. The pink poncho. How interesting. And did you see how easy it was to frog that? So good. It's all the things, friends. The pink poncho. I love it. The Pink Panther poncho. The Pink Panther poncho. Because guess what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I have this gray fur. Don't hold me to it. Can you imagine the Pink Panther? Oh, the Pink Panther poncho. Did I just come up with a project off the top of my head? Oh, I'm loving this. See? I'm telling you. I'm super excited now. What? The Pink Panther poncho. Okay. Friends, this is why I love to create. You know? Look how pretty that looks. It's all the things. Love it. Okay, what are we going to do now? Let's do just, I mean, I want to keep it as plain as possible without complicating it. So let's go ahead and do, that was front post. Now we're on the front side. So windows? Yeah, let's do windows. Windows are fun. We love windows, right? So 3 stitches in the first one. Chain 1, skip 1, all the way down the side. Yeah. I love these WIPn sessions. It's just so relaxing. I know, like, for me, I know those who watch these, it's just like we're hanging out and having a good time. I love that for you guys. And I like it for me because I'm starting to watch myself back. And yeah, I find myself working on a whip while listening to me work on a whip. It's so funny. I'm like, is this even real right now? Are we doing this? I think we are. We're doing this. Anyway, so let's see. What's new? So I am so busy behind the scenes working on my blanket for BOD. I mean, busy doesn't even begin to explain it, you know. But I am on a mission to work that blanket to get it done and to her before her deadline. And then on top of that, for the month of May, I'm working on another one of BOD's tutorials. So Jax, my sister Jax, over at Jax's Creations, she has initiated this movement, if you will, where those of us who are followers and subscribers to Crystal over at Bag-O-Day Crochet, you know, it's just our way of just putting her out there. You know, she's so close to 1 million, and so she decided that, you know, let's flip through her catalog. Let's pick something and let's make it, post it on the YouTube streets to just show everybody your support, and perhaps, you know, tell a friend, and, you know, let's do what we can to give her the exposure to get to that 1 million. I mean, she's doing such a wonderful job on her own, just putting out all that amazing content, but why not give her a hand, you know, even if it's not the biggest hands, you know. So I'm doing a project for that. And then what else? I'm tweaking my springtime cow. Now that I have some time, I'm going back and I am making some very awesome revisions. So the project that we're going to be working on is going to be better than originally planned because I now have time to tweak it. And I'm going to be running it through my pattern testers and getting their feedback. I haven't really had a chance to send anything to my pattern testers as of late. I do have a couple of people who I plan on sending my patterns to, so I'm excited to get their feedback on what they think everything is. I love constructive feedback. It's so cool. So I'm one that loves to take criticism. As long as it comes from a positive place, I am more than happy to take it. So can't wait to hear the feedback. But the cowl is an all the things throw, right? So we've seen all of these blankets, right? I mean, for the winter cowl that I did, we did squares. Each square was a different stitch, and we joined the squares and all that. And then, of course, the blanket, we spun the wheel. It was a mystery cowl, so I had no idea going in, like, what the stitches were going to be. The challenge for the mystery cowl is that I did not pre-record like maybe I could have. I did it live with my audience, like, you know, so it made it a little difficult because I couldn't pre-plan, but this time around it's not going to be a mystery. I kind of want to show what everything is. Yeah, I like that. What else can I do to make this unique? Let's do 3 double crochets. I want to keep it simple. I don't want anything to be overly complicated. So 1, 2, and 3. So anyway, about the spring cowl. So it's going to be an all the things type of project. So tons of stitches, right? So the original idea it's not the idea now, but I just want to share the original idea, was to create a throw where every single row was a different stitch. Like literally. Every row, beginning to end, a different stitch. And you could literally say it was all the things. So the challenge was getting all of the stitch counts to line up and to make it make sense, because as the project grew, you had numbers and math and all that. So then you had to take that and run it through the actual stitch dictionary to figure out which ones would work with what row and all of that. So I decided to make a revision, because who wants to sit there and, go through all of that for a spring cal, So I cut it back. I think, how many was it? 25. So every revision that I made with the stitch was counted as a different stitch. So whether it was like a half double crochet in the back loop or a half double crochet in the front loop, all of those were considered like different stitches, right? So I broke it down to 25, and then I said, you know what? Maybe 25 is too much. Let's, cut that down to maybe 15. So 15 is where it's at, and then because it was only 15, we have repeats, right? So then I said to myself, are we going to want to do repeats? No, we don't want to do repeats, right? So then I said, okay, what if I clustered the stitches like I did for the winter cal, where, we spun the wheel and we did not repeat stitches, like nothing was repeated. So I came up with that, and instead of going in the rounds, we went like back and forth. And then we had like stabilizing rows that separated each week, So that was kind of where I left it. But now that I have some time to go back and retweak, I have all the ideas. And it might actually turn out to be better than originally planned. So stay tuned. I can't wait. I do know that I want to work this project with cotton or a DK weight, because it's spring and warmer temperatures. Then I thought about, maybe a DK acrylic, because why not? It is a lighter yarn. And then I said, well, maybe cotton, so I went back and forth. I thought about all the things, and I'm like, okay, well, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, okay. So there were definitely, choices to be made here. And then I said, well, I'll let the audience choose whatever they want to use, because why not? 1, 2, 3, and then front post. 1, 2. I don't know how I feel about this. The front post double crochets will create the ridge on the wrong side. So let's see, what are we going to do? Keep it simple, Juan. Keep it simple. So double crochets, front post, windows. Keep it interesting as well, not boring. So let's do I want to do windows again? No, I don't want to do windows right now. Maybe we'll do twins in a stitch. There we go. So 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Skip 1, and then do twins in a stitch. Okay, so where was I? So anyway, I went cotton shopping. I've been shopping for cotton, but now, like, on a mission, shopping for cotton, going to all the places. I went to Michael's, I went to Joann's, I went to Yarnspirations, I went to Premier. So I went ahead and got cottons from all the places, and what I plan on doing is sitting down and just going through all of the cotton options and talking about them. because the reality is not everybody can afford those high-end cottons. So if we're out for deals and steals, friends, which ones are the best deal? Which ones aren't the best deal? You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I am organizing all of my cottons. We're going to do, I don't know if it's like a review. I'm not sure what to call it, but maybe it is a cotton review. Yeah. So like which ones are the best bang for the buck, you know? That's kind of where I'm getting at with that. And I think it's going to be great. I think, you know, if anything, we could all make better informed decisions when choosing our cottons because, you know, I love acrylic. I do work with acrylic all year long. To have a project where it's cotton, you know, let me just know about my choices before I finally decide on what I'd like to do. So that's the point of the video. So a lot of us already know what we like, but there are a lot of newbies on the YouTube streets who just found all of us in the Yarny community, and it doesn't hurt to just, you know, continuously put out that advice. So right now, off the top of my head, without doing the review, I will tell you that my favorite cotton, there's two of them. So Pima cotton from Lion Brand and Egyptian cotton from Hirschner's. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I did buy it recently, and I'm in love with it. It's purple Egyptian cotton, and yeah, love it. Anyway, I'll talk more about that in another video, specifically talking about, you know, the different kinds of cottons. So, who knows? After that review, I might change like what my favorites are. Because I'm going to dig in. I'm going to do the wrap test. We're going to see, is it a true 3-weight? Is it a true 4-weight? You know, we're going to literally look at all the things. So, that's super exciting. Twins in a stitch. Okay. We have some texture happening, which is nice. Love that for us. So, what's next? So we did front post, and then we did windows, and then 2 rows of double crochets, and then twins in a stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in order for me to do a ridge, I have to create another row of something. So I'm probably going to just keep it double crochet. Again, I don't want to complicate this, because I think this might turn out to be some sort of tutorial, the Pink Panther poncho. So, I love it, the Pink Panther poncho. It's so cool. It rolls right off the tongue. I don't even know if I'm allowed to call it that, you know, for like copyrights and things, but Pink Panther poncho. So the pink and then the gray. Oh yeah, it's gonna be decent. I might have to change the name, you know, who knows. But we love a good idea, don't we, friends? So let me take another sip of this coffee. It's so good. By the way, excuse me, I can't talk, my voice. By the way, I've been playing with this hook. And can I just tell you how nice it is to work with this hook? I am a lot slower with this hook because it is new to me. I'm still getting used to, you know, the layout, how to hold it. All of that matters. But, yeah. Just working this puts a smile on my face. I just love it. Nice and slow, enjoy the moment of going through all of the stitches while I look at my beautiful hook and the mother of pearl. It's just so good. I mean, maybe this hook was not meant to be a speed hook, but maybe a hook to just relax, enjoy, you know. And so there's that. Anywho, yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys that I was playing with this hook, just enjoying myself, having a good time. Yeah, I did that before I started the video. I came home from work and got right to this hook. I'm like, I can't wait to go home and play with my hook. I'm like a kid in a candy store when it comes to like yarn and hooks, you know. Anything yarn and crochet related, friends. I remember my aunt. This is taking me back. This is so nice. Let me go back to the pink. Back when I was a teenager, me and my aunt, we would go to Woolworths, and the big skeins of Karen 1 pounds were $5. And I remember when my aunt bought yarn, just the overall vibe of her having that yarn just put her in a great mood. Like, it didn't matter how crappy her day was. When she came out of that Woolworths with her Woolworths bag filled with the Karen 1 pound, it just put her in a great mood. And I loved going to Woolworths with her, because I knew at the end of that shopping trip, no matter how bad I was or how bad her day was, she was going to be in a good mood. So, yeah. My first job, I was a paper boy, and I delivered papers. And so my first check was only like $20. It wasn't much of anything, right? So I said to my aunt, and my aunt's name is Emily, so Aunt M. And for short, I kind of called her Auntie M. So I told Auntie M, I said, hey, I got my first check. I got $20. You know, she was so proud of me. She was like, let's go to Woolworths. I need to go out there to go get some yarn. I'm like, okay, well, I'll go look at the toys and whatnot, you know. She's like, okay, well, why don't you walk the yarn aisle with me? So I'm walking with her. I mean, this was before, you know, she introduced me to the yarns. I was bored out of my mind. I had no idea what I was looking at. All I know is she was in her glory. She was like trying to explain to me all the things, and I was just not there for it, you know, not yet anyway. Anyway, I remember Karen 1 pound. She had burgundy, she had off-white, and she had this thing about off-white. She would always say, Juan, if you can help it, just go with off-white. Because if you go for the white and there's something happens to it, it gets stained for whatever reason, that white is just not going to be as white anymore. So just get off-white. So that's kind of how that all stuck with me. So down there, obviously I have white, but I always keep Aaron, because my aunt said so. It's always good. So, yeah. And my family had a nickname for me. They didn't call me Juan. See, they called me by my initials. My initials are JR. So, they always called me JR. Now, it's been decades since I've been called that. And the only person that does call me that to this day is my mother. Just because it's easier to sign, you know? Instead of like this, it's... So... she signs that. And yeah, so she would always my aunt would always call for me, you know, using JR. And plus I was a junior. I was named after my father. So anyway, my aunt would call me. She'd be like, JR. I'm like, yes. She's like, come here. I'd come running down the street. She's like, let me show you something. And she would try showing me things. Like, my aunt could knit. You know, she was a knitter as well. 90% crochet, 10% knit. And so she taught me how to cast on. And the cast on that I use now is the same exact way she showed me. I mean, I've watched YouTube videos and things to try and learn different ways of doing it, but the way my aunt showed me how to cast on to knitting needles is the only way I know how that actually stuck. So anyway, I learned how to do it, and I'd sit there for hours just playing with one knitting needle, thinking I'm doing something. I'm just filling the entire side, the entire needle filled with cast on stitches. And then she'd look at me and be like, "You're so silly, Juan." Like, or JR, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, you taught me this, right?" I said, "So what's next?" She said, "Well, I can't show you the rest of that next. Just now. Wait till you get a little older." And then as I got older, the knitting just vanished. It was like all crochet. So, yeah, one of the first things my aunt taught me, obviously chains, single crochets, but like the moss stitch. The moss stitch. My first completed project, I've shown it on the channel. It was a burgundy, white, and black. And it was just, I thought it was the best blanket on the planet back then. But now I look at it and I'm like, okay. It's hideous, but in a cute way. You know what I mean? It's a memory that I'm treasuring forever. Oops, what did I do here? There we go. Okay. I went from front post double crochets to regular double crochets. So let's fix that. Anyway, yeah, I was really into black. I think I mentioned that before. A lot of the projects that I did back then had a lot of black in it. She said, "Juan, you're so morbid." I'm like, not really. I just like it because it goes with everything. You know. And I remember having, I don't know, yeah, it's called WIPitis, where no. So it's not like I'd pick it back up. So I would start things and just sit it down and forget about it. And just start something else. And I'd have a whole pile of started projects. And I'd never finish them. My aunt, she'd be like, "Juan, JR, you need to sit over there. Go ahead." And mind you, I'm a teenager at this point. 15. She's like, "You need to sit over there, take all of these projects here, and you need to pull all of that out. Wrap it all up into balls and put it in this bag right here." I said, "But it's my yarn." She said, "Well, you forgot about it, didn't you?" I said, "Yes." She's like, "So obviously it wasn't that important to you to finish, right?" And I said, "Yeah, you're right." And so she was like, "So now the yarn is mine. I've adopted the yarn. I've been babysitting it, so it's mine now." So, yeah, she got quite a bit of yarn that way. But it was fun, you know? It was all in good fun. So, just some memories of me and my aunt with the crochet and all the things, you know? But, can I just say, this pink project is turning out amazing. I'm loving this. Right? Look how nice that looks. Just thinking it up off the top of my head as we go, you know? I'm sure, these all start to look similar. When you've made as many as I have, it's like, I'm sure I've seen that somewhere 10 other places. But it's fine, you know? This is mine. I'm running 2 yarns together. It's looking nice. I don't have a recipe next to me. I'm probably going to have to play this back to write it down, which is fine. Oops. There we go. And honestly, friends, I think that running 2 yarns together and upsizing my hook to a 7mm is perfect for this. This is so good. And I may have to order more DK weight yarn. I'm jumping the gun here. I probably don't, you know? Yeah, this is nice. Look at that. So cool. So the Pink Panther project. Shh, don't tell nobody. Why am I even saying that? I'm posting it on YouTube, for crying out loud. Oh, jeez. Okay. So I went through my first one. I'm on cake number 2. So I really like this, friends. I'm going to try working from the inside this time. And see how that goes. Oh, by the way, friends, behind the scenes, I have been playing with my Swift. I've been caking up some yarny yumminess. And so what I think I'm going to do eventually is I'm going to do a video showing the basics on how to, get the hank out, what to look for up close, sit it on the Swift, get everything set up, I may do that, because I do get emails. I mean, many channels show this, but, how does Juan do it? It's nice to see everyone's perspective and not just one or two people on the YouTube streets. So why not? And I'm looking forward to working with this. This is definitely going to be a whip, right? I've been looking at this yarn for the last, week? I got this from Crystal over Bag a Day a while ago, and I definitely need to put that on the hook. I went to Ravelry and I bought a pattern just for that. Can't wait to share that with you. But in order for me to share it, friends, I have to put it on the hook. So when it goes on the hook, I'll talk about it. But yeah. So I definitely have a whip basket for this. What did I just do? Okay, Juan, pay attention. I can't help it. Okay. Yes. Pink Panther poncho. It's word alliteration, my friends. PPP. Pink Panther poncho. It goes so well. I love that. And I don't even know if there's a project out there called that. If there is, I sure will change my name, because I don't want to be that person, But just on a whim, Pink Panther poncho. And I'm going to make it powder pink and this beautiful, gray. It's called coal. Right? Depends on how I dress it. I don't know. We'll see. I do have plenty of this. I went back and got more of this. So I have plenty for a poncho. So we'll see. Stay tuned. Anyway, I have a very, very busy weekend. I have lots of things planned. I have a Facebook Live I need to do. I have 2 Zoom calls, one on Saturday, one on Sunday, and then I have one on Saturday, one on Sunday, Zoom calls. And then on Sunday evening, I'm with Mom on the YouTube streets, live as usual, 6 p.m. Eastern. And in between, I'm working on my whips and my projects and things. This is so nice. And you know what I like about this yarn? Is it doesn't shed. I just noticed that. It doesn't shed at all. It's like on there. Look at that. Some fuzzy yarns shed. This doesn't. That's great. If I say so myself, I'm just saying. I love that. So now I'm going to do windows. So that's the repeat. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-row repeat. So I do 3 rows of a double crochet. 3 rows of a double crochet. Right? No. 2 rows. 2 rows of a double crochet, then I flip it over and we start the front post. And yeah, so it's 6 rows. So cool. Love that for all of us. Oh, I'm so silly. I love that. Anyway, so busy weekend for me. I wonder what you guys are all up to. I hope you guys will participate in some capacity. Come to my Facebook group. Watch that. I'm probably going to do it in the other room. I like sitting on my lazy boy when I do the Facebook lives, just because it's more relaxed. I'm not in front of the lights. Of course there's lights, but I'm more relaxed in there. You have all of my mismatched variegated yarns and all of the things that you don't see on this side. So, yes. This is for the channel, right? All the aesthetics, but on the other side, it's cool, calm, and collected, and I love that. So, the only thing is that I can't really work on any projects in there because I need the lighting, so it's a catch-22. Yeah, I can't crochet in the dark. I mean, it's not dark, but it's not as light as this. So, oh, by the way, fun fact, I wear glasses. I'm wearing contacts right now. But yes, I have very thick glasses that I sometimes like to wear to let my eyes air out. Now, for the cameras and things, I will always have this in, the contacts. But sometimes on the other lives, I may be wearing glasses. So, I don't want anyone to get alarmed. Who is that person with the very thick glasses? But yeah, so I say all that because I have an eye appointment coming up, and they said that I'm going to have to let my eyes air out for 24 hours. So, since I'm always on and posting and doing all the things, you may see me one day with glasses on. So that's interesting. Wonder what everyone's going to think. I'm curious. So, yeah, this is looking nice. Love that. Look how straight everything is. Come on now. This is so good. I think I'm winning this challenge. I'm just saying. But it's not over yet. I have to make the whole thing, right? This is just the beginning. So look forward for more sessions, more WIP sessions with the pink panther poncho. So, yeah. Anyway. Okay, friends, I think that's going to be it for me for today, for this session. I really hope you enjoyed just sitting with me, relaxing, listening to me talk while you worked on your WIP. Hearing my stories of yesteryear with my aunt, and there's plenty more of that to come. I love sharing myself with you guys. As I said in the beginning, a little bit at a time, because I plan on being around for quite some time. Fingers crossed, never put the cart before the horse, but, the longer I'm on here, the more of myself I'll put out there, so that's it for this one. And until the next one, friends, take care. Bye-bye.